This film is brought to you by New York Life and its dedicated agents, proud sponsors of the NFL's team highlight films. New York Life, the company you keep.
Only two teams have won more games than the Philadelphia Eagles over the past two seasons, and it is that fact that made the NFC wildcard game so frustrating. Peering through a misty December haze, fans could not get a clear view of the real Philadelphia Eagles. The exciting, forceful, dominating 11-5 Eagles, who had been masters of control and authority from the start 5 months earlier in the August heat of London. American Bowl 89 was part business and all pleasure for the Eagles, and the organization gave as well with a visit to Children's Hospital, where even a young English girl's hands were drawn to the accoutrements that go with being a cheerleader.
Do you live in London?
And of course, there was the matter of playing a little football.
37 sweep on set. 1, 2, 3, break!
Here we go.
Dead!
Let's swipe this, bro. Oh, man, y'all got that.
It may not have looked pretty, but it would be the last time the 1989 Eagles were caught off guard.
What's the number of that truck?
The beat went on for the Eagles in 1989 as the Birds found the winning rhythm and forged ahead as one of the league's elite.
Cunningham fakes. He starts to roll. He floats it to Jackson for a touchdown. Everyone in tight. It fires, plowing forward. Fires, is in for the touchdown. The legs churned. He pushed. He served. He scored.
And once we get into that rhythm, we know we can make things happen. And if we can't, we know our defense is going to make a big play for us.
See, I look more for a dominance in our football team. They believe in themselves, and they believe that they can win and they can beat anybody. And I think that we're probably the most feared team in the National Football League.
'89 got off to a flying start on a sweltering day at Veterans Stadium as the Eagles turned up the heat on the Seattle Seahawks by debuting the signature component of their passing game, the Cunningham to Carter fade.
Cunningham floating it for Carter in the end zone. Leap. He has it. Touchdown! Fred Carter!
Optimism ran high as the Eagles appeared loaded in both barrels.
Shotgun. Cunningham back. He's floating it, looking for quick. Leaps, has it, touchdown!
The Birds crushed the Seahawks 31-7 and took an important first step on the rocky road of 1989. There are moments in a lifetime which defy explanation. Moments when the natural becomes the supernatural, and mere words cannot do justice to a man's deeds, deeds which spring from desperate circumstances.
On 1st and 10, it's play action. Rippon going deep down the far sideline. It is caught, and racing all the way down is Gary Clark. He's going to go. Touchdown, 80 yards, Gary Clark.
After spotting the Redskins an opening play bomb and a 20-point lead, Buddy's boys got busy and got after the Skins.
Rippon is back being hit. He fumbles. The football is loose. The Eagles are after it.
The defense traded big plays with Washington and forced 6 takeaways on the day. On offense, Matt Darwin and Mike Shadd rooted up Redskins and cleared the way for the multi-talented Keith Byars' 8-catch, 130-yard receiving day. It was a day filled with accomplishments, all of which paled next to those of Randall Cunningham.
Cunningham is back. He's loading up. He's being chased. He starts to roll. He puts it in the air. Touchdown to Keith Jackson.
Cunningham produced a 34 of 46, 447-yard, 5-touchdown passing day.
Cunningham back. He floats it into the end zone. Touchdown! Chris Carter! Jubilant as he catches the ball from Cunningham over Brian Davis. Redskins charge. Cunningham floating it for the end zone, leaping and coming down with the football and in touchdown.
Cunningham was brilliant, but with time running out, the Eagles' only hope was a miracle. And what they got gave even the most jaded Eagles fan goosebumps.
Single setback is Riggs, who takes the handoff, comes along the line of scrimmage. The football is loose and the Eagles are on it. It's recovered, and coming up with the football is Al Harris. Harris. And now there's Hopkins is coming down the sideline. Hopkins with the football. He's going to go down the sideline. Are the officials going to bring it down? He cuts back at the 15, at the 10. He's out of bounds at the 5. And he's out of bounds at the 5-yard line with 57 seconds to go. And this could be another miracle of the Meadowlands. Let's see. As Cunningham, play action, is rolling, still rolling, firing, touchdown! Keith Jackson! Keith Jackson! And the Eagles take the lead! Unbelievable! Absolutely unbelievable! This is unbelievable. This is absolutely unbelievable.
I can't believe what a game.
After knocking off the 1987 Super Bowl champs, the Eagles were ready for the team of the 80s, and the Birds were by no means intimidated. Eight sacks and inspired efforts from players like rookie running back Heath Sherman were the high points of a tough loss. It was a valuable lesson for the Eagles, who dominated for 3.5 quarters, as they learned they would have to finish what they had started. It became crystal clear that the lessons had sunk in by week 5, as the Eagles prepared to host the Giants in a game that would be dominated by the resurgent Eagles defense. Philadelphia's Gang Green kept the Giants' offense out of the end zone, while the Eagles' offense got into the Flying Bodies Act.
Cunningham back again. He's looking. He's going to run. He jumps. He's out. Touchdown! Cunningham to Tony. Fakes the reverse. Across the 45. On his feet at the 40. 35, 30. Down the near sideline. 25, 20, 15, 10. Anthony Tony out of bounds at the 6. 3rd and goal. Cunningham slips. He's rolling. He's racing. He's carrying it, going for the end zone. Is he in?
Cunningham's second touchdown clinched the 21-19 win, but the team was getting its personality and character from the defense. And as far as personalities go, the Eagles were as bullying as they come. In Week 6, Phoenix quarterback Tom Tupa was sacked 6 times, which coincidentally was the same number of Eagles that intercepted him.
Straight back, Tupa being chased. He's stepping up. He's running. He has the ball hit. It's bobbled. It is controlled by Jerome Brown.
Tupa had nowhere to go as Brown shut off the inside. Outside linebacker Al Harris, number 95, closed down the flat, and nickelback William Frizzell came over the top for his interception. The same place Tupa found cornerback Isel Jenkins, number 46. As usual, the exclamation point on the Eagles' 17-5 win came from number 12.
Fakes. He's back. He's rolling. He has a lot of time. He's looking again. Still rolling with the football. Still running with the football. Finally, he's firing it for the end zone. Touchdown! Chris Carter was wide open.
Things were anything but wide open the following week in a gritty 10-7 win against the Raiders, which saw the Eagles shut down LA's Mr. Everything, Bo Jackson, and featured a 14-tackle day by number 59, Seth Joyner. There was reason to worry as the Eagles traveled to Denver to face the AFC's top-rated rushing defense. But number 73, Ron Heller, helped pry Keith Byars loose for 93 of the Eagles' 215 rushing yards. While Ron Solt, David Alexander, Shad, and Darwin worked like mules, Byars ran like a frisky colt.
Fires for the touchdown!
When the Broncos crowded the line to stop the run, the Eagles took a new avenue to an old reliable.
Cunningham floating it to Giles at midfield. Breaks away from one man. 40, 35, 30, 25, 20. Giles at the 10, at the 5. Giles for a touchdown!
The 28-24 win was the Eagles' fourth in a row, and things were all smiles at the halfway point. The roller coaster Eagles started the season's second half on the downside by dropping back-to-back games with the Chargers and Redskins. And early on in Week 11, it looked like the season might go into a free fall.
It is high and Endo Brent coming down to Herschel Walker at the 6. Walker cuts to his right across the 15, the 20, at the 25, 30 up the near side, 35, 40. One man to beat Sammy Lilly after him. Herschel Walker is going 95 yards for a touchdown.
Walker's swift jab stunned, but the Eagles never lost their composure as they shut down the Vikings' offense and bided their time for another fourth-quarter miracle, courtesy of the defense and at the expense of Walker.
Pitch to Herschel Walker. Walker stopped for a loss, fumbles the football. It's picked up by Byron Evans. Laterals it off to Eric Allen. He fumbles the football out of bounds at the 1. Third and goal. Cunningham floating it for the end zone, dropped and caught! Batted in the air and caught by Chris Carter!
Carter's circus catch was the difference. But it was just another day under the big top for Randall Cunningham, who had to face 1989 with only a brief glimpse of five-time All-Pro Mike Quick. Quick did manage his 21st 100-yard receiving day before an injury ended his season. But the absence of his precise patterns and sticky fingers forced Cunningham to rely on possession-type receivers like Keith Byars and latecomer Anthony Edwards, number 84. The target of choice, however, remained the premier tight end in the NFL, number 88, Keith Jackson. Despite injuries that cost him all or part of 8 games, the two-time Pro Bowl starter finished tops among the league's tight ends with 63 catches for 648 yards. And when Jackson's injuries made him unavailable, Chris Carter became the key man. Carter hauled in no less than 7 of his 11 touchdowns on fade patterns in 1989. And on Turkey Day in Dallas, Buddy Ryan gave plenty of thanks that the Cowboy corners were helpless against his touchdown maker.
Cunningham backs up. He is floating it for Carter, who leaps and comes down with the football for a touchdown. Cunningham fakes. He looks. He goes for Carter, who leaps, comes down, and they roar. Touchdown! Chris Carter!
Unfortunately, Carter's 2 touchdowns, the Eagles' 27-0 whitewash, and a 5th consecutive win over the Cowboys simply fueled a heated rivalry that got even hotter.
Oh, I would have said something to Buddy, but he wouldn't stand on the field long enough. He put his big fat rear end into the dressing room.
I resent that. I've been on a diet. I lost a couple of pounds, and I thought I was looking good.
Looks definitely took a back seat the next week in Frigid Giant Stadium for the Eagles' crucial Week 13 rematch. Although nobody expected a blowout, early on the Eagles' defense threatened to blow away Giants quarterback Phil Simms.
He's back. He's hit. The football is loose. The Eagles have it. Brazil. backs up. Sims guns it. It's intercepted by Simmons. Down the far side, 50, 45, 40, 35. On his feet at the 20. Simmons at the 10, 5. Touchdown! Clyde Simmons!
The Giants did come back to tie the game at 17, and when the mood turned ugly, with the Eagles pinned deep, Randall closed the fans' mouths with his foot.
He gets the snap. He steps forward. It's a beauty. A deep spiral. Fagan watches it bounce. It's rolling across the 30.
Truly the last of the triple threats, Cunningham unleashed an amazing 91-yard punt to swing the advantage back to the Eagles, who are ready for one more spectacular finish.
Sims is back. He's setting up. He's starting to go. He's grabbed. He's sacked. Fumble. And let's see. Eagles have it, I think. Yes. Cunningham goes to Byers. Byers slams forward. He's in for the touchdown. Byers in for the touchdown.
All right. Hey, buddy, we beat the Giants again.
Within days, though, the euphoria of the Giants' sweep would be shattered by tragedy.
On the eve of an emotional game in the fight for division superiority, the Philadelphia Eagles have been hit with a crushing blow. Quarterback coach Doug Scoville died today in the Eagles clubhouse, the guiding force behind quarterback Randall Cunningham.
The Eagles would finish 1989 with the weight of a black stripe through their wings, in memory of their lost friend. The Week 14 frenzy of the upper tiers of the Vet was light years away from the grief that gripped the Eagles. Yet once again they set aside distractions and pressed on.
Cunningham floating it for the end zone. Caught for a touchdown! Chris Carter!
When Matt Cavanaugh threw his only touchdown pass of the season, the Eagles had swept the Cowboys 20-10. A Week 15 loss at New Orleans was painful, but the Birds were ready for Phoenix.
These guys are crazy, man. They want to fight all the time. But I love it.
And once again, it was special teams sleight of hand, this time courtesy of kicker Roger Ruzek.
It's going to be thrown for Chris Carter, who has it at the 10, the 5, a touchdown.
The 31-14 victory earned the Eagles a second consecutive playoff berth, and the 11 wins were the most for an Eagle team since 1980. It was also a strong finish for the Eagles' defensive line, which emerged as the team's most consistent unit this season.
Our defensive line is a great defensive line. It's probably the best defensive line in the National Football League.
People look at us like we're crazy when we go on the field, and I could care less right now about that.
In his third year, defensive tackle Jerome Brown exploded with an all-pro caliber year as he set the tempo for the defense. At times, Brown's vast repertoire makes him literally unblockable. The Eagles also got a performance worthy of the Pro Bowl from former 9th-round draft pick, number 96, Clyde Simmons.
Things we ask Clyde to do, we ask no other defensive lineman to do. We involve Clyde quite a bit in our pass coverage in the 46 scheme, and he really solidifies the 46 scheme as it is.
While Simmons consistently made the big play, there was plenty of consistency from number 74, Mike Pitts. But the man who draws the most attention is big number 92, Reggie White. Whether he is creating havoc in the opposing backfield or drawing a triple team, White spearheads an aggressive young defense that has arrived. Middle linebacker Byron Evans was a question at the beginning of the season. But he answered with 3 games with over 20 stops and 184 total tackles to lead the team. The secondary is anchored by Pro Bowl corner Eric Allen, number 21, whose 8 interceptions led the NFC this season. With youngsters Jesse Small and Britt Hager on defense, and Robert Drummond on offense, the tools are in place for even more improvement. And help will come from top draft pick safety Ben Smith from Georgia, and second pick wide receiver Mike Bellamy from the University of Illinois, as well as the man who led the powerful Jet offenses of the 1980s, new Eagles offensive coordinator Rich Kotite.
Last year, our big stars didn't have great years. We were 11-5, but we have a bunch of big play people on our football team on both sides of the ball, and of course you look for them to come forward.
The Eagles have taken significant steps forward in each of Buddy Ryan's 5 seasons, and the dominance forged by Ryan will continue. Whether it is forcing one of their league-high 56 takeaways, protecting Randall Cunningham and frustrating opposing defenses with a gelling offensive line, or getting another touchdown catch, the Philadelphia Eagles move forward with the flair and excellence possessed only by the very best.
Remember the offense bailed her ass out down in Washington. Wait, what? Defense bailed her ass out today. All right, the game balls go to the defensive line and Andre.
Thank you for these guys, oh God. Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. Lord, I'm with these guys and these coaches every day. Yes, Lord. And Lord, it means a great deal to me. I love them all, oh God. And Father, we're going to make it. We're going to make it together.
That's right.
And Father, I just thank you for the opportunity.